it's so good you have a second time around, and you all look really good tonight. So glad that you all could be here, and I know that you all are kind of seeing some friends for the first time in a little while, so we're going to have more time to just have some conversations, but we do want to recognize several of the ladies who are here this evening. So I'm going to turn things over right now to the Executive Director of our Oklahoma Women's Coalition. Let's hear it for Kristen Davis.
Thank you so much for joining the Oklahoma Women's Coalition and Integris at this wonderful event where we have the opportunity to thank and honor our women public officials. We at the Oklahoma Women's Coalition feel it's so important to honor the good work that they do, and especially in an election year, it's even more crucial to be involved, for women to be out there and have a voice in the public policy realm. As you may have heard, our mission at the Oklahoma Women's Coalition is to raise the potential of women and girls in our state. And I don't know if you all have seen me or heard me out in the media recently in the past couple of weeks, but there are some fairly dismal statistics out there. For example, across the country, Oklahoma is ranked 40th for women's political participation. And also here in our state, women comprise 13% of our legislature. That has to change. That's not good. And that's why the Oklahoma Women's Coalition was formed, and that's why we're here. So tonight, as we honor and celebrate our amazing, phenomenal women in public office, I'd like you to kind of keep in the back of your mind, think about ways that we as women can get more involved, whether it's simply going out and voting, whether it's advocating on an issue that we feel strongly about, or if it's for running for public office. You may actually have this burning desire to go out there and run for office that you haven't really acknowledged, or you may know of a woman who would be great out there, who would be great for our community and our state if she would run for office. Let's think about that. Let's get that dialogue going. It's time for action. So anyway, I'm just really excited by all the possibilities that lie ahead. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to be a part of this amazing coalition that will do so many things, and we've already done so many amazing things. And I'm thrilled that all of you are here tonight to honor our women public officials. Next, we're going to hear from 3 women who are public officials, and they will share their stories of their experience in public office, why they decided to run, and what they're doing for us there. And I'm really excited. Our first speaker will be Senator Susan Paddock, and then next we will have Representative J. D. Nolan, and then followed by Sandra Nafee, former mayor of Edmond. So please welcome Senator Susan Paddock.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Oh, now you've got more energy than that. Let's try it again. Good afternoon. There you go. There's the power of the woman voice there. I like that. I'm Senator Susan Paddock. I'm from Ada, and it is a privilege and pleasure to be here with you this evening. It's always interesting. They gave us 2 or 3 minutes. You understand no politician can say a whole lot, or as much as they'd like to in 2 or 3 minutes, but I will try and be very brief. First of all, I want to say congratulations to you on taking time from your busy schedules to be here, and I hope you're all members of the Oklahoma Women's Coalition. It is a powerful organization and certainly has added so much to our state. Your voice is powerful, and I hope you never forget that. And your voice is even more powerful when you put all your voices together. So again, thank you for being here. Let's give it a round of applause for the Oklahoma Women's Coalition, can we? And Kristen, I'm assuming if they're not a member, you're going to give them that opportunity later on, are you not? Yes, she's saying yes. I think I'm supposed to tell you a little bit about my story. That's far more time than you have this evening, but let it just suffice to say that in 2004, after probably a couple of decades of being a community volunteer, traveling around as the president of a national volunteer organization, as a former teacher, educator, I looked at, you remember what happened in 2004. That was the year of term limits. And I looked at a time when a third of our legislature was going to change, and I said, you know what? I can either sit on my couch and I can complain, okay, because don't we all like to do that a little bit? I can either sit on my couch and complain, or I can go be a part of the solution. And I campaigned on the promise that I'll work harder for you than I believe anybody else will, and that's a promise that I knew I could keep. And I was very kind of the dark horse in the race. Nobody expected me to win because I ran against a very well-known name. But I had a primary, I had a runoff, and I had a general. And let me tell you, it's a great weight loss program if you're looking for one. Great exercise, great weight loss, got right in shape. But let me tell you, I learned really what democracy is all about. Because until you knock doors, until you meet people one-on-one and you look at them in the eye and find out what's important to them, how can you possibly know how to serve them? And it was really, we knocked doors. Third time around, I said to my husband, I think we know these people better than our own relatives. We'll have to have a reunion when this is all said and done. And truly, those people became my family. And that's what it's been for the past 8 years. As Kristen mentioned, we don't have a lot of women in the legislature. And I think you gave some statistics. At one point in time, we were the second lowest number in the nation. And that's something that needs to change, because women bring a very special brand of consensus building and bridge building. And at the end of the day, we don't need our names on the bills. What we need is to get something done. Is that right? We need to get something done that's good for Oklahoma. And that's what I've been privileged to do. And let me tell you, for all the community service I did, and if you look at my bio, I've done a lot. I can tell you I'm able to do more good for people in this state as a state senator than I ever could as a community volunteer. And I feel truly blessed to have this opportunity. It's not meant for everybody, but let me tell you what, if you're ever interested and I can help you or give you advice, or if you want to come shadow me for a day and find out what it looks like, I'd be honored and privileged to have you do that. Thank you for what you do. I challenge you to not be complacent. The good things that need to happen in this state needs your involvement. It needs your voice. It needs your activism. And I'm so proud that you're here this evening. I hope you will continue to be involved in the Women's Coalition, continue to make your voice heard, and continue to do what we must do as women, and that is make sure that we have a prosperous and successful future for the citizens of Oklahoma. Thank you very much. God bless you.
She told me just to come straight on up here afterwards, so I'm here. I'm actually Representative J.D. Nolan. I am a freshman. This is my second session. And so I'm going to just share with you from the heart some things that I believe led me to this point in my life. There have been times when I've thought, wow, how did I get here? I mean, I look at so many professional, accomplished, successful women in this room tonight, and I think, wow, I'm among greatness. And I am privileged and honored and humbled to have the opportunity just to speak to you. I will tell you, after I really started to contemplate how did I get here, that question, I realized that there were some decisions that I made, some shifts in my thinking, that I think ultimately led me to this point in my life. One of them is, ladies, I just decided I was going to face my fears. You know, I was not going to let fear and intimidation boss me around. You know, sometimes we, just human nature, do not like to get out of our comfort zones. And to run for office will push you out of your comfort zone a little bit, but to do anything new will push you out of your comfort zone. And what I've discovered is the more you step out of your comfort zone, the less uncomfortable it is. So I want to encourage you to be bold. Step out. If you have a dream, if you have a heart to serve, and you've got goals that you want to accomplish, then don't let fear or intimidation stop you, because the more you face them, the more they back off. Okay, so I want to encourage you with that. The second thing, I think we as women, at times, we have to guard against offenses. And I really, work with that, because when you put your name out there, you don't know what's coming your way. And so that's a little bit scary too. And I learned that you have to have some thick skin. That's okay. And, you know, not everybody's going to love everything you do all the time. You're not going to please everybody. That's okay. The main thing is that as you go forward, you're using your gifts and your talents to do positive things. And this is what I've learned about offense. Offense, it tends to hold us back. It dominates your thinking. Sometimes it distorts perceptions. And so what I did, and this is just a challenge to myself, and I'm going to encourage you to do the same. If somebody said something hurtful to me, then I would follow up with, well, what do you mean by that? You know, and really determine if I should be offended or not, or if it was a direct, deliberate attack on me. And you know what? It's an amazing thing, because since then, I have found that, you know, I have never talked to one person that I asked that question that really meant for it to be an attack on me. And so that, I'm very grateful for that, so I want to encourage you with that. Okay, this is the last thing. I am winding this thing up. Can give to make a positive impact and to make a positive difference in your community, in your world, in our state. So I want to encourage you that, you know, you really matter. It is important, and it's never too late to become who you've always wanted to be. And so for me, those shifts in my thinking, I really do believe have led me here. You know, it was challenging at times, and I was mad at myself at times, and, you know, I had to work through some things. And campaigning, you know, it's not my favorite part. But, you know, unfortunately, you have to campaign to get in a position like this. But we do need more women. So let me encourage you. Don't let those things hold you back. You can really make an impact, and you are important, and we need you. So thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity.
I think we need to move in more. We come right this way, everyone. My name is Sandra Nafee, and I want to just say ditto to what the other two elected officials have said. I want to mention a couple of things. I know many of the people in this room because we are doing things together to make a state better, a nation better, or your own city or town better. So I'm thinking that there is not, other than to give that encouragement to say that each of us has the ability to make Oklahoma and your city a better place. Honestly, I think maybe I'm supposed to be the comic relief, because I have to tell you that you can, if the advice that I would give is that you can still be yourself. We're encouraging you to not only think of yourself as an elected official, because we need some change and we probably need to ramp things up, but also that you help other women, because they probably have something that they can do that is so important that they need someone to help them. So each of you may have that opportunity. There are many women in this room that I see that have helped me. My story is that I thought it was kind of boring in Edmond, and so I thought that I wanted to move up and do more things, more fun, more excitement, and the things that I worked on, in my view, were more fun. The appearance, the public art, things that made that town be recognized. But one of the very, very most important things that I think had an impact on our city was a philosophy and a policy, and that is the City of Edmond did the first social host ordinance. And to this day, then, many other cities and towns in our state have embraced the fact that adults should not serve minors alcohol at parties. So there are things that start at the municipal level, and I encourage you to not think that municipal governance is not the right place to be. It is the perfect place to do for that's right. We have some mayors here too. They have moved on. So my next point is, you don't always have to move on from city government, because it is important government. the thing that I love is being a former mayor is, you know, now everybody thinks I was the best mayor. When I was mayor, that I didn't hear, oh, mayor, you were the best mayor. When you're former anything, they love you. But I will say that one issue of policy that was instrumental in making a statement that I felt should be made also leads to other things that I want to relate. So when you know why you have to be yourself, things happen that you just go ahead and do. I wanted to bring this issue to the forefront for many citizens because we were getting ready to do an ordinance that would fine adults for underage teenage drinking. So we wanted to make that issue prevalent in our community. So by gosh, we had an event. I'm an event giver, you know. We went out and bashed a car. We did all these things, and we meaning the state of Oklahoma, printed cards for the city of Edmond that explained this issue, and most particularly had a hotline number to call and report those bad parties, that all you had to do was call